Welcome to 8-Minute Masterpieces. Today we're exploring George Orwell's dystopian classic, 1984. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's step into the world of Big Brother. 1984 unfolds in a bleak future where the world is divided into three superstates: Oceania, Eurasia, and Eastasia. Our story takes place in Oceania, a totalitarian regime led by the party and its enigmatic leader, Big Brother. The party wields absolute power over its citizens, employing constant surveillance through telescreens and the thought police to crush any dissent. The protagonist, Winston Smith, works at the Ministry of Truth, where his job is to alter historical records to fit the party's ever-changing narrative. He lives in a world where truth is subjective and reality is dictated by those in power. Winston's life is marked by monotony and fear. He navigates a society stripped of individuality and freedom, where love is discouraged and loyalty to Big Brother is paramount. The oppressive environment sets the stage for Winston's quiet rebellion as he grapples with his thoughts of resistance against the party's iron grip. As he begins to question the party's motives and methods, we see a glimmer of hope for change, a hope that will lead him down a dangerous path. The world of Oceania is a grim reflection of totalitarian regimes, where every aspect of life is controlled and monitored. The party's slogans, "War is peace," "Freedom is slavery," and "Ignorance is strength," echo throughout society, serving as constant reminders of the twisted logic that governs their world. The concept of double-think, the ability to simultaneously hold two contradictory beliefs, is central to the party's control over its citizens' minds. Winston's job at the Ministry of Truth is a perfect example of how the party manipulates reality. He rewrites newspaper articles, alters photographs, and even changes historical records to align with the party's current narrative. This constant revision of history ensures that the party is always right and that Big Brother's predictions are always accurate. The irony of the ministry's name is not lost on Winston, as he becomes increasingly aware that his work is anything but truthful. Winston's journey begins with small acts of defiance. He starts a secret diary, writing his forbidden thoughts against Big Brother, an act punishable by death. His discontent grows as he becomes increasingly aware of the party's manipulation of reality. Winston's life changes when he meets Julia, a fellow party member who shares his disdain for the regime. Their passionate love affair becomes an act of rebellion against the system that seeks to control even their most intimate thoughts and feelings. Together, they seek out small pleasures forbidden to party members: real coffee, sugar, and even a rented room in the Pearl District. These acts of defiance symbolize their fight against the party's oppression and their hope for a future where they can live and love freely. Winston and Julia's rebellion leads them to O'Brien, a high-ranking party official whom they believe to be an ally in their fight against Big Brother. O'Brien introduces them to the Brotherhood, an underground resistance movement led by the elusive Emmanuel Goldstein. They are filled with hope as they believe they have found allies who share their desire for change. O'Brien provides Winston with a copy of Goldstein's book, The Theory and Practice of Oligarchical Collectivism, which explains the true nature of their society. As Winston reads this book, he gains a deeper understanding of how the party maintains its power and why perpetual war between these three superstates exists. This knowledge further fuels his desire for rebellion and his hope for a future free from oppression. However, as they delve deeper into their rebellion, Winston and Julia realize that their perceived freedom is nothing more than an illusion orchestrated by the party itself. O'Brien's true allegiance lies with Big Brother. He has been manipulating them all along. This shocking betrayal highlights how deeply ingrained their influence is over every aspect of life. The disillusionment sets in as they grapple with their naivete. They were pawns in a game much larger than themselves. This realization forces Winston to confront not only his own beliefs, but also what it means to truly resist oppression when faced with overwhelming power. The party's ability to anticipate and manipulate even intimate acts of rebellion demonstrates how futile individual resistance can be against such pervasive systems. The concept of doublethink comes into sharp focus as Winston struggles to reconcile his understanding of reality with what he has been taught by the party. He must confront whether his entire rebellion, including his relationship with Julia, was orchestrated or anticipated by those in power all along. This revelation shakes everything he thought he knew about himself. O'Brien's betrayal serves as a turning point in this narrative arc. It marks Winston's transition from hopefulness into despair, while underscoring how totalitarian regimes can crush individual spirits through fear tactics alone. Captured by the thought police, Winston endures brutal interrogation and psychological torture designed to break his spirit. In the Ministry of Love, O'Brien leads Winston's rehabilitation, using pain and manipulation to reshape his mind. The climax of Winston's ordeal comes in Room 101, where he faces his greatest fear, a cage of rats. Confronted with this terror, Winston betrays Julia, begging for her to take his place instead. This moment of betrayal marks the final breaking of Winston's spirit and his capitulation to the party's will. The torture represents more than just physical pain. It's an attempt to erase Winston's individuality completely. The party's goal is not merely obedience, but love for Big Brother, a complete reshaping of the human mind and spirit. In the final scenes of 1984, Winston Smith stands in a crowded public square, dominated by a massive telescreen displaying the face of Big Brother. The atmosphere is charged with an eerie sense of devotion as citizens gather, their expressions blank yet fervent. Winston, once a man filled with rebellion and hope, now gazes up at the screen with tears streaming down his face. He feels an overwhelming sense of joy as he realizes he has fully surrendered to the party's ideology. His arms outstretched in worship, he embodies the chilling transformation from resistance to acceptance. Around him, a sea of uniform-clad citizens mirrors his expression, all united in their adoration for Big Brother. The sky above is an unnatural blue, contrasting sharply with the gray buildings that surround them, symbolizing the false sense of happiness imposed by the regime. This moment captures the ultimate victory of totalitarianism over individuality, leaving viewers with a haunting reflection on the fragility of freedom and the power of oppressive control. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Orwell's 1984. This cautionary tale continues to resonate, urging us to remain vigilant against authoritarianism. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Until next time on 8-Minute Masterpieces.